Good afternoon. It's Wednesday afternoon, March 23rd. There's quite a few weather phenomena taking place across the world, and we have our own record warmth with the heat wave developing off in the desert southwest. That heat's going to be moving east over the course of the weekend into early next week, bringing record warmth all the way into Nebraska, possibly even further north. But before we talk about that, there's an unprecedented event by far taking place in Antarctica. In fact, scientists say that what's happening is not possible. It's not possible to happen, but it's happening. We have a large heat dome which has made its way into the continent Antarctica and has collided with an atmospheric river of tropical moisture, bringing an inch of rain, probably falling close to a foot of snow. Antarctica is the world's largest and driest desert, producing only a few millimeters of precipitation of water equivalent a year. But they are in the midst of a tremendous rain and snowstorm. It's like Russian weather station reported temperatures of 10 degrees, normal high 55 to 65 degrees below zero, approximately 70 degrees above normal. This is something which is very unprecedented, and some say scientists say this is equivalent of the Pacific Northwest heat wave that happened last June, producing temperatures in the low 120s in southwest Canada, something which occurs generally only in the desert southwest. Of course, temperatures are still quite cold in Antarctica, but remain 70 degrees above normal. What's also extraordinary is the fact that it's not occurring in the summer season. This is not occurring during the time when the sun is out 24 hours a day. The sun is not even out 12 hours a day, and the sun is as weak as can be. The angle of the sun is well under 45 degrees, probably even 20 degrees. Very weak sun. This is a winter sun. This is weaker than the weakest of the winter suns here in the Chicago area. This would be equivalent to the Chicago area receiving temperatures in the 130s in the month of July, or temperatures going into the hundreds in January. Normal high here in Chicago is 31 degrees. Imagine 70 degrees above average. I think officially it was 69 degrees above average. That would bring our temperatures to 100 degrees in January. Could you imagine that? But climate change is not to blame. This is just too extraordinary. A very, very unprecedented event, and it's so unprecedented, it's not just for breaking records by 1 or 2 degrees. This is something that scientists say is not possible to happen. It's happening. Well, what do we do with that? I don't know. But in any case, it's not possible to happen, but it's happening. Record warmth back into our country develops in Los Angeles today, tomorrow, and the next day. High temperatures upper 80s to low 90s in Los Angeles, California. Lots of 90s, mid and upper 90s across California. Temperatures going into the low hundreds across Death Valley, California, which will be breaking the record, believe it or not. Also for Phoenix, Arizona. The records for Death Valley and Phoenix are very similar this time of the year, surprisingly. Temperatures going well into the 90s in Phoenix. Upper 90s for Phoenix, possibly 100 degrees. Records are also in the mid and upper 90s and about 100 degrees. Records are expected to be broken in Nebraska this week. Meanwhile, as we mentioned, bitterly cold air will be occurring on the other side of the jet stream up in southeast Canada and the northeast, especially in Canada, however. And Chicago should watch out for possible snow by the mid part of next week, but initially it's possible we'll have warm air. Again, the European computer model shows a storm system of 29.3 moving south of Chicago. GFS model shows a storm system of 29.2 moving north of Chicago. If the GFS model is right, we'll have warmer air here in Chicago. The National Weather Service is forecasting a warming trend next week. The question is, if the European computer model is correct, how significant will that warming trend be? It doesn't look like that record warmth will be making it anywhere near Chicago. We're going to have to deal with high temperatures in the 30s on Sunday. Southeast part of the country is looking at warm and humid conditions as high temperatures go into the 80s. There could be some thunderstorms today across Indiana and Ohio, possibly even a tornado. It's not going to be a real tornado. It's going to be a land spout, similar to a water spout, but it will be occurring on land. A couple of those are possible across Indiana and Ohio. This includes northern Indiana. Thank you for listening. I wish everybody a wonderful day.